morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to another episode of TBH.
Apparently we have a new start date, or start time, and that would be like, what is it? 10:06.
Yeah. It's fine.
I think we should change it because we're
Fashion
always
be
late.
Yes.
Oh, too many distractions.
To be fair, we were working, so
Yeah.
We were looking after all of you.
I'm sorry. I'm squishing you.
No, that is
sorry.
okay.
I'll just sit back a bit here.
Okay.
Okay. Is that good?
There we go.
We cozy?
I think we're all ready. Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
We were, actually, I was at the dentist yesterday and I was watching Ryan and Kelly, which I never really watched, and thinking, gosh, they have guests on. And how fun it is to have guests
That
on.
would be fun.
And maybe we should start having guests.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We're just putting it out there for
Either
future.
local or Instagram is a wonderful thing because you can
is.
actually invite people to your live feeds. So that makes us able to connect with all of our ducklings all over the world.
Honestly, I'd have to say technology these days, unbelievable.
Christina's just joining us in the technological world.
I'm still learning.
If you could figure out how to use it, it would be unbelievable.
Totally. I know,
No,
right?
for Christina, it's unbelievable. And for me, it's unbelievable.
I know. I was trying to stay positive, but you can see right through
For me, it's like, Tasha, help. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say that it's a beautiful day in Victoria, BC right now because it is raining.
Overcast.
It's beautiful.
Honestly, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I'm just ready
I
for
agree.
winter and fall.
I agree 100%.
Sorry.
I like the seasons, though. I
I'm
do like
tired.
the seasons.
I'm tired
I
of being
know.
hot all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't help it.
You
just
Wow, boss, that was real smooth.
Oh, we're a little off center here. Hold on, folks. I'm just going to adjust the camera.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, we have a hot topic today because we have had some inquiries the last few weeks actually that have kind of piled up. So we thought we'd touch base on brush care and how to properly care for your brushes so that you have them for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, we are going to show some of our latest nail art brushes that Natasha is going to come up close and show you guys, just in case.
Up close and personal.
Yeah, just in case you're not aware of these ones that we have, they are fabulous for art techniques. So, maybe Natasha, did you want to show them our brushes first, and then we'll talk?
I think these might have been Priscilla's suggestion because these are great brushes for, like Christina said, all art techniques, especially if you're into painting faces and that sort of thing. So we've got
Or for the angled ones are good for the one stroke.
one stroke. Yeah,
three stroke,
absolutely. I haven't
4 stroke.
however many strokes it takes to paint your flower.
It's fine, it's coming from
Okay,
us.
so we've got our angled brush here, which this is the larger of the two. I don't know how to, it's kind of hard to see. So this is great, like Yvonne said, for one stroke, for shading. I use it to create flower petals. This is the larger of the two angled brushes.
Oh, you're good.
No, it's just me. I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So then we've got our angled 2. It's a little bit blurry, but you guys will be able to see once I put it up close. This one is the smaller one, so this one is
Terry's back.
Terry's back. Hi, Terry. He's wondering where to go. So this one is great for shading as well, or cleaning up your lines before you cure them, of course. So this is another great brush to have in your art brush collection. And then last but definitely not least, we've got our new painter brush. So this one, it's too bright with the clouds, Christico.
Oh, sorry about that.
This is a longer brush. It's definitely thicker than our striping brushes. This is great for filling in larger areas. I use this one to create flower petals as well. You could do line work with this if you're wanting a nice, thick, broad line, but a very versatile brush to have in your collection also.
Can I ask you a question, seeing as I'm not an art
Absolutely.
painter? Could you use that one for watercolor?
Or
is it not quite big enough?
I haven't tried it.
Okay, I was
but
just curious.
I don't know how it works actually, but I don't see why not.
No, that's just a question. And as you can see, that our brushes do have lids because we really want to make sure that they are protected. The only brush that we carry that does not have a lid is our number 14 acrylic brush, just because it's too long and too wide. Just for your information. Let's touch base with
and our student brushes.
Right, our student
pardon me.
brushes.
Correct. Yes, you're correct on that. Let's just answer this quick question. What's the best curing lamp for gel nails? That is a great question. Our lamp.
A little shameless plug there.
However, it is important to make sure that you are getting a lamp that is suited for the system that you are using as well. Just didn't want to miss that question there.
That's a good question.
I think every manufacturer tests out and makes sure that the lamps that they're using are suitable for their product.
Yes.
So it's not that you have to necessarily, we don't say you don't have to use our lamp. We know that our lamp works
With
our product.
And it cures our gels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's important to make sure that you have that information. Oh, we have Sue. Sue just joined us. She loves our brushes.
Sue.
Thank you, Sue. Sue from Nail Career Education. So yeah, it is very important when you receive new brushes that you are properly removing the starch, because they do come with starch. It is for shipping purposes so that the bristles are staying nice
They
and
hold their shape.
they hold their shape during shipping.
So you go ahead, with the acrylic, I guess?
Yeah, so we have people that will email us and, let us know that their brushes may be too wide, too thick, they're not holding their shape, staying to a nice point. But a lot of times people actually don't realize that it does have starch that needs to be removed prior to using the brush. And I find as soon as you dip it into the monomer, your brush just expands and it's thick because all that starch is stuck in the belly of the brush. So this is going to affect application. You're going to have little bits of that starch coming out. So it's important to remove that prior to use. How do you use that? We recommend that you would take a cotton pad or a piece of paper towel. Don't use your fingers because we don't want to transfer oils from your fingers to the brush. And just slowly work the brush back and forth to remove the starch. If you look
Gently.
Very gently. Some people go back and forth real hard. You don't want to do that because you're going to bend the bristles. It's very soft, gentle motion.
It's almost like a little...
I've used an orange wood stick too, gently.
Yes, you can do that as well, as long as you're being careful not to fray the bristles. And just take the brush itself and look up to a light, and you can actually see the starch particles just kind of floating out in the air. You might want to do that for a couple minutes until it's fully removed, but you want to take that time to ensure that brush is prepped properly prior to use. And that goes for any of the art brushes as well. Smaller the brush, less that you have to actually work out.
You'll notice too if you haven't gotten all of the starch out, because the acrylic tends to, I think, kind of get stuck in the bristles a little bit easier, don't you think?
Yeah, well, that's why you want to remove it for sure. Yeah.
The gel brush also. The gel brush will come with a bit of starch in it too. So what's the best way?
Same kind of thing. I just slowly work it, and then of course prior to use of a gel brush we always prep it in a little bit of clear gel. But I always like to work it out just kind of to break it up a little bit, and then prep and prime my brush using a clear gel prior to use. It just helps to kind of work it in.
And did you say after you get the starch out to clean it really well in the monomer?
Clean monomer.
Yeah, clean prior to
fresh
use.
monomer.
Yes. And that will take us to cleaning the brush properly in between use.
Cleaning the brush.
Yeah.
Well, when you're using your brush, if you're particularly, it's different with art brushes, but when you're using your brush in your acrylic, you want to always, the ideal is to always keep it clean in your monomer. So continually cleaning your brush as you're working. Having said that, there's certain ones of us
Guilty.
We're maybe not as loving as we should be always with our brushes. And so we do know what it looks like when it's a brush that hasn't had as much love.
They're not allowed to use my brushes.
And that's fair.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay, it's fine. I have my own brush. go. A good way to clean your brush when you're using natural hairs, like the acrylic brushes, your natural hairs. If you're really stuck, if the acrylic is really stuck in it, then that's when you would want to use a brush cleaner.
Right.
And for using a brush cleaner, you want to suspend your brush.
Yeah.
So have a
clip or something.
Some kind of a clip over your little jar. What I like to do is I put it in a little jar, and then when I'm done, I seal it. And it's good to go for later.
Glass jars, not a plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah, glass jar.
There are plastic immersion jars that are out there, but you have to make sure it's chemical resistant.
Totally.
The trouble with the plastic immersion jars, though, because we used to carry them a long time ago, is with our brushes, with our premium brushes with the crystals, the little clips aren't big enough, so it won't hold. If you're thinking, oh, I'll buy one of those for our brushes, it won't hold. It's not big enough for the handle.
Yes. And I was just going to say the reason why we want to suspend it and not have it resting the brush is because it's going to tip. It's going to cause to bend the tip of the brush, and we see it all the time, especially when we're beginner students or in class. I've always seen people rest their brushes in the monomer dishes as well, and that's a big no-no for brushes because it will very quickly.
Even a couple of clothes pegs. Just a couple of clothes pegs on either side and suspend it in the brush cleaner. And then what I always recommend after that, because if you have brush cleaner remaining in your brush, it will yellow your product.
Yes.
So it's very important, again, that you clean it out really, really well. If your brush is feeling a little beat up and tired and split endsy,
honestly,
take it to the salon.
Take it to the salon. It's natural hair. You can use a little shampoo and conditioner. Just make sure that you rinse it really well, and then you clean it in your monomer very well. Fresh monomer very well before you go and start doing your acrylic.
We are serious about the shampoo and conditioner. I know some people are probably like, what? It's true. It is natural hair. So you can shampoo and condition it. You just really, really, really have to make sure that you rinse it very well, like Yvonne said, and make sure you clean it well in some
monomer.
Clean monomer.
And that monomer, after you do that, clean your brush, do not use that to use the next set of nails, because you're going to have the traces of residue inside, and that's going to cause issues with your application and whatnot. So
sorry, go ahead.
No. Yeah.
I guess, are you adding on to the, because I was going to start something new.
Oh.
I would,
okay.
If you have something else to say as well before she...
I mean, it's about brushes.
All I was going to say is that really with a little love, the brushes should last a long time.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And this is good because we have all levels of, like we said, Natasha's very good with her brushes, and Yvonne is the worst, and then I'm like in between. Sorry, that's the second time I've thrown her under the bus this week. But honestly, if you call...
It's fine.
If people have...
the abuse I put up with.
I know. But it's good because if people call and have questions, we know exactly what is causing the problems for the brushes, because our brushes are very high quality, and if they are loved and respected and taken care of, you'll have them for a very long time.
I've had a couple emails this week. Not this week, I should say. Just
last few weeks.
Yeah, the last few weeks. 1 or 2 emails just about questioning why their brush may be yellowing or discoloring. One of the biggest things you want to remember when storing your brush is to never store it with the brush head facing upwards. This is going to allow for the leftover monomer or brush cleaner to get down into the ferrule of the brush, so the metal part of the brush that holds those bristles in place. It's going to get down in there, and it's going to react with the metal. It can cause the ferrule to rust
And get old.
and it'll
Exposure.
It'll shorten the life of your brush for sure, but it also causes the risk of yellowing when you're using it for acrylic application. So making sure that you're really cleaning your brush out after you use it in brush cleaner.
And especially colored acrylics, too.
Colored
I was just going to
acrylics,
say, can cause the effects of yellowing as well.
Absolutely.
It's always good to have a separate brush for doing your colored acrylics from doing your regulars.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
especially glitter.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, 3. Color,
Yeah.
glitter, and
French only,
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
you're using for your base.
Yeah.
We just have a comment here. Started using your amazing products. Just graduated from school here on the island 2 months ago. I'm committed to local and love that you are.
Aw,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
That was very sweet. Yeah, sorry. Were you going to say something else?
Just, it's really important to store your brushes
Right.
nicely.
Yeah.
Put the cap back on if you are putting it in your drawer. That's what they're for.
That's the other bonus about having the cap is
Yes.
that you can put the cap on and have your brush pointing down
Yeah.
and not worry about your bristles getting the wave.
Well, and dust, because I was a girl who always stored my brushes in the spring of my lamp, my desk lamp, with the brush facing down. So with the lid on as well, it's not getting exposed to dust as I'm filing or anything like that. No contamination. Or you can store it in your desk drawer on its side. Just really, really make sure not to store it upside down with the brush head facing up.
And also too, acetone is frowned upon completely with our brushes. Don't soak in acetone because it is natural hair and it's going to destroy the brush. And even alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, can really affect your brush if you're exposing it to too much of that as well. With whatever art techniques you may be doing, so just be aware that to limit your exposure to that.
You'll notice it's drying and your brush will slowly get bigger and bigger and spread. And that's a sign that you've used too much alcohol and it's dry. So then in that case, like Yvonne said, you could give it a wash and deep condition and you should be good to go again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. I think we touched base on everything.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And you know,
I feel like we're a little bit all over the map actually today with our little brush info.
well,
but hopefully it meant something
No,
to
because-
somebody.
This is how we work. We feed off each other.
yeah, we go back and forth, and that's why it's good to have all 3 of us because we all know different things and we're quick. Okay, I didn't add to that.
I'm surprised people come back week after week, to be honest.
Are you sure that they do?
No,
I don't know, it could be
maybe it's
different
just,
ones.
maybe it's just a new crowd every time.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Any last minute questions that you may have for us while you have our attention?
While you guys are thinking of your questions, I just want to remind you too, we have our TBH email that you can send your questions to. We received this great question about the brushes this week. So we are hoping to see some more great questions in that inbox for next week. It is tbh.uglyduckling@gmail.com and you are welcome to send all of your questions there.
You got it.
Yeah. Is that it?
I think
Nobody
that's
has any
it.
questions?
No.
Hi
that's
from
it.
Spain.
Hi.
Hello. When will you have the gel curing lamps available?
Oh. So we were going through testing, so we hopefully in the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we're hoping. Yeah. Sorry,
Yes,
we
I know.
understand that's an inconvenience, and
Yes.
we're doing everything that we can to expedite that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Sometimes things are just out of our hands.
that is correct.
Well, I guess until next week.
Is that it?
That is it.
Oh, is that a question? Oh no.
That's
No,
what
that
you
was
said.
the same one.
Okay.
Okay,
All
guys.
right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Again, have a great week.
Yes.
We'll
And
see you
thanks
next
for all your
Wednesday.
support.
Yes.
Okay, we love you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.